Hey guys, it's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about a few products that I have changed my mind about. So I've seen quite a few other people do this type of video. The reason why I'm doing this is to talk about products that I've shared an opinion on my channel in the past. And since that time, maybe it's been a while since I talked about it, maybe it's a product that I used to rave about and I don't love it anymore, or the other way around. I wanted to do this to kind of follow up and make sure that I'm sharing my most up-to-date thoughts on a few products that I've kind of changed my mind about. First couple of products, I'm going to mention these two together that I've changed my mind about, are the Wet n Wild Photofocus Foundation and Concealer. So I used to love both of these, and I've definitely spoken very highly of these products on my channel before, and I think I've changed my mind about them. So the foundation, I love the price point. I'm wearing it today. My favorite way to apply it lately is with a dampened beauty sponge. I think that gives the most natural looking skin-like finish, but what I found is I typically do really like the way this looks when I first apply it, but as it wears throughout the day it just starts to look really cakey. It accentuates texture and pores. It's not my favorite anymore. For a while this was the only foundation I owned, and I think I kind of just didn't really know any better. I still think it's a good foundation. I know a lot of people like it. I think one of the great things about it is that a lot of people with various different skin types really do like this, and I think that it could work for a lot of different people. But what I've noticed is that, again, I like the way it looks when I first apply it, but then as it wears throughout the day, it doesn't look great. It just kind of looks like it's just sitting on top of the skin. It's not really meshing into my skin very well. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan anymore. I do appreciate that this foundation does have a decent shade range, especially for the drugstore. It comes in 20 shades, I believe. You can't always find all 20 shades in stores, but you can definitely find it online. On their website, they have all the shades. It's just not something that I love as much as I used to anymore. I also don't really care for this whole paddle situation. Like, what is that? Why? I don't understand that. That's kind of where I am with this product right now. It is something that I will continue to use up, but I don't think it's something I would repurchase once it's gone. And same for the concealer. The concealer, again, it's not bad. One of my biggest gripes about this is that the shade range of the concealer is not as good as the shade range with the foundation. I don't remember how many shades this comes in, but I have it in the lightest shade, which is light ivory, and this is not as light as what I have of the foundation, and this isn't even the lightest foundation shade that this comes in. So that's one complaint I have, and aside from that, it doesn't necessarily look great. I pretty much only use it on my under eyes, and it's okay. Like, it has pretty good coverage, but it can tend to look a little bit dry. So, I don't know. It's not my favorite. I don't think it's horrible. I think it's comparable to probably a lot of drugstore concealers, but I don't think it's great by any means, and I don't think either one of these products is worth the hype. I think they got a ton of hype, especially when they first came out, probably because of the price point, honestly. I mean, the prices on these are amazing. And I do think that these are good products, but I don't think they're incredible by any means. So yeah, I've changed my mind on both of those, and I did just want to share that because I think that a lot of times people will review new products and they'll rave about them, and then a year goes by and we kind of are all left wondering, like, what? So do you still like those products because you haven't talked about them in like a year? So that's kind of how I feel about those two. Okay, this is a brush that I've changed my mind about. This is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I've had this for a really long time. I think I've had it, let's see, I think I got it sophomore year of college, because I remember the dorm I lived in. And so I've had it for like 3 to 4 years now. And this used to be like my favorite foundation brush. And now I've realized that it's not my favorite foundation brush anymore, because whenever I use it, my foundation just tends to look kind of streaky. So what I really like, my favorite foundation brush now is the Wet n Wild Flat Top brush. I think it does a much better job just like evenly blending foundation into the skin without looking too streaky. Of course, it depends on the foundation. Some foundations just work better with a sponge. Some foundations work better with a brush, but this is across the board my favorite foundation brush. But that's not to say I don't still like this brush, but I've changed what I like to use it for. So now I really like to use this for under eye concealer. It's actually a little bit small for a foundation brush. It is pretty small, but I feel like it's the perfect size for under the eyes because it's bigger than most under eye concealer brushes, which means that it's quicker to work with. Since it's bigger, it blends in the product a lot quicker, and I really like it for that purpose. So that's kind of what I'm using this for now. I have changed my mind about it, but I still like it just for a different purpose. So that's kind of where I am on that brush at this point. Another product I've changed my mind about, this is something I've touched on in previous videos, so I'm not going to talk too much about it, but it's the Paula's Choice Resist Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense. The reason why I want to talk about this again is because this is a product that I raved about for a very long time. And it's not that I don't like the product anymore. It was actually just in my most recent empties video, so I don't have the product here in front of me to show you. But this is a product that is amazing for oily skin, and I will continue to recommend it to people with oily skin because I think it's a tinted moisturizer is basically what it is. It has SPF 30, but it's great for oily skin because it does not go on greasy at all. In fact, it's like the opposite of greasy. It pretty much like prevents oil from popping up on your skin all day, which is why I loved it, especially when I had really oily skin. But now that my skin type has changed, I don't think that it's a product for me anymore. I think that it can work really well for a lot of people, but I prefer something just a little bit more hydrating now, especially in during colder months, like during the winter. I could hardly use that product because it really doesn't do a whole lot in terms of actually really moisturizing your skin if you have dry patches. So now that I have kind of more normal to combo skin and dry in the wintertime, I just don't think that it's necessary for me anymore. It's not a necessary part of my routine. But I still like the product, and I repurchased so many of those. I think I went through like 4 bottles of it. So it's not to say that it's not a great product, I just don't think that it's right for me anymore. And I wanted to mention that because it's a product I've raved about so much. I didn't want to just like rave about it for like a year and then never talk about it again, you know what I mean? So it's still a good product. If I ever do find myself with oily, like super oily skin again, I would totally go back to it. But anyway, I think I've explained myself enough. Okay, and then the last 2 products I've changed my mind about are actually both items. There's a bird. Hi! Sorry, I got distracted. So both of the last 2 products I'm going to talk about are actually both Project Pan items, and I think that it is thanks to Project Panning that I've actually changed my mind about these products for the better. So both of these are products that I originally did not like. The first one is, again, from Wet n Wild, the Reserve Your Cabana Highlight. This is like an OG YouTube favorite. Used to get raved about all the time. You don't hear about it as much anymore, but it's still, you know, one of those products that was a lot of people's holy grail for a very long time, and I think a lot of people do still really like it. I was one of the people that did not like it, but I've changed my mind now. As you can see, I've used a lot of it, so I've had plenty of chances to kind of form an opinion on it, but I used to not like this because I felt like it just didn't show up on my skin as a highlighter. Like, I would apply it to, you know, my cheekbones, my nose, you know, anywhere where you would highlight normally, and I just felt like it wasn't showing up. And I think the reason for that is because I did not have the right foundation, or not foundation, I didn't have the right highlighter brush. So now, just recently picked up the Real Techniques setting brush, which is a lot of people's favorite for highlighter, for a reason, because prior to this, I just don't think I had a highlighter brush that would really pick up enough product to show up on your skin. And so not only with this highlight, but pretty much all my highlighters now I'm enjoying so much more than I used to because I feel like I'm actually getting like a good solid application. But especially with this product, I really like it now. I'm not wearing it today, I forgot to wear it today, but it's subtle, but now it actually shows up. So I think that you probably need the right kind of highlighter brush with this. And so this brush has really, really helped. I like to wear it on my cheekbones, on my nose. Sometimes I even like to wear it as a setting powder all over my face because this is not a highlighter that has like straight up glitter in it, and the shimmer particles in here are really small and really subtle. So it can work as just like a glowy setting powder too. Probably similar to like the, what are they, the Hourglass ambient lighting powders. I haven't tried those, but I think it's probably like a similar effect to what you would get with those. So I'm really glad that I'm finally enjoying this, especially since it's in my Project Pan. I can actually enjoy using it. And so yeah, I definitely have changed my mind about this product for the better. So very happy about that. And the last product that I've changed my mind about, again, for the better, is the Acure Dry Shampoo. It's in my Project Pan, once again, and I did touch on this in my last Project Pan update, so you may have already heard me talk about it, but in case you haven't, so this is a dry shampoo that has kind of almost like a baby powder or like a salt shaker or something. You shake it out, and you can shake it directly into your hair, but my favorite way to use it is to sprinkle it in my hand and then work it into my hair. And I like this now a lot more than I used to. I used to hate it simply because of the way that it's packaged. I found it very annoying to have to put it in my hand and then put it in my hair, but now I actually find that it does a really good job absorbing oil and adding volume to my hair. I have pretty fine hair, so dry shampoo is something that I use not only to soak up oil if I haven't washed my hair in a day or two, but also just as a volumizing product. And I think it does a great job for both absorbing oil and also just adding volume to my hair. So I no longer hate this product. I actually kind of like it now. So I still don't know if this is my 100% preferred type of packaging for dry shampoo. I think I would still prefer the kind that you spray on, but that's not to say that I haven't pretty much completely changed my mind about this product. I do really like it, and I would recommend it, especially if you're looking for something with slightly more environmentally friendly packaging. Definitely more environmentally friendly than like a aerosol type can, you know, so anyway, I did want to share that as well. I'm really happy that I included this in my Project Pan and that I didn't just get rid of it, because kind of having to force myself to use it made me change my mind about it. So that's one thing that I really like about Project Panning. Those are the products that I have changed my mind about. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, make sure you subscribe to my channel and also give the video a thumbs up. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.